Assalamu alaikum, welcome again. Today I'm going to do part two of the website Pure Matrimony. So I'm going to go more in details about how it's like to join as a paid member. Now, I did not join as a paid member, but I did do a lot of reading and researching to find out exactly, how the site works. So before I go into that though, I want to let you know that the site does promote themselves as a website purely for Muslims who are practicing. Now, this is something that, you don't really know 100% if a person is practicing or not because there's no way for them to determine that. But they are trying to cater to those types of Muslims who practice. They try to market the idea of helping 50 people get married per week. Now, this isn't necessarily true because it's kind of like, um, misleading in a way because a lot of websites help people get married. The thing is, do they actually get married? We don't know that. Okay, so pay attention to the way how they try to market this idea. Second thing they try to market is the idea of it being halal. So to make things halal, they try to do a couple things. First, when you try to register, they try to ask you for a lot of information about yourself, and they go very much into detail. Okay, they also ask for a wali, which I mentioned in my first video, that if you are a female, you're allowed to have a wali there and you can put any detail. Also get into details about, how your lifestyle is like, how you would like to fit in how you would like your marriage to be like, if you were to like to live with your in-laws and whatnot, and it goes into so many more details. If you attend Islamic in any type of Islamic institution that they have listed, if you select any of those, they are you're pretty much giving them permission to contact these institutions, to ensure that you've actually attended this. This shows a part of your Islamic, I guess, practices that you're trying to do. On top of the fact that, if you don't pray Salah, this is something that I noticed that if you're a person who doesn't perform Salah at all, then you may not have a profile on their website because they want to make sure that people who are on their website actually performs their one of their pillars of Islam, which is performing salah. The other thing is they mentioned that there are several reasons why you will get banned, and on your profile you're allowed to enter any type of information or as much information as you can, as long as it doesn't go against their rules. And one of a few of those rules include putting your personal information in there, like your email address. You are not allowed to have anything inappropriate, which makes a lot of sense. And you have to make sure you're not writing things that doesn't apply. So you can't be advertising your business or anything like that. Okay. So as a paying member, you'll notice that they have a few things that they include as part of their package. Now, a couple things are the privacy issue, which means that, your photos are blurred. Like I mentioned in my first video, you can't see anyone's photo unless you actually get access to that. So as a paying member, you're allowed to send a request to see photos of someone you have an interest in. You also have the ability to do these different advanced type searches that they have. So you can answer members' questions. You're also able to see how members answer your question, to send messages, and also see how your profile looks like from another person's view. The content that you have to fill out, it's a lot, okay? If you really want to put as much information as you can about yourself and to find out about someone, you need to fill in as much as you can. So it's a long procedure, a lot of questions that you have to fill out, and by the time you're done, you have another section to fill out, which is for the other person. And something that stood out from these two sections about yourself and about the other person is the fact that they ask about polygamy, which is, not an issue, but and this is one website that I noticed that did talk about polygamy. You are allowed to, put that in your profile if you're interested in that, or if you're not interested. Restrict viewers from looking at your profile. This means your profile won't show up on their search results list. And you can do so by selecting certain areas to restrict views. And that would be from by location, by ethnicity origin, marital status, if if they have a disability, if they're interested in polygamy. So you can definitely upload a photo, but they have rules and certain restrictions as to what type of photos you can upload. I didn't realize this in my first video. I saw a link just recently that you can read and to tell you what you should not upload. So a couple things you have to keep in mind as a reminder, and that is you need to be able to show your full face, okay? So you can't wear glasses, any type of sunglasses, sorry. You cannot have a niqab, you cannot have like these filters on your face, you cannot have any type of, modified photos, you cannot have groups group photos unless you have a child with you, and it definitely has to be appropriate. Okay, so the idea is to make sure that your face is visible so the other person can see your photo, and how you look like when you're communicating. So when you're actually looking at a profile, you have a lot of things that you can do. As you're looking at the profile, you're able to send a message. You can mark the person as a favorite. You can make notes about them. You can block them. You can check them off as I've already, seen this person. I don't want to see them again type thing, so they don't show up in your search results again. You are able to invite them to view your profile, and you can also look at the history that you've had between each other. Now, another thing that you can do is when you get onto the profile, you can take a look at the personality test result that they have taken, as well as how does it compare to yours. I'm not sure how they do that, but it's more a basic comparison, because the personality test that was taken is very general, very basic. It's on a more outer level, I would say, about your personality. It's not really in depth, so you would get like a general idea of what your personality type is, what theirs is. On their profile, you'll notice it says personality match, and then you'll be able to see what that. On to the questions. So like I said, they have 112 questions. That is also on the profiles. It's only there if the person actually filled out those questions. So you're not going to be seeing that on every member's profile. Okay, so not everyone's going to fill those out. So it's not guaranteed to know all this information about people. It's just whoever does it, you have your chance on finding a person like that. So onto the searches. So you can search by many criteria and many filters that you can put out there. However, they have specific ones that you can try and search by. You can search by a pure match, which is basically, all the questions, if you've answered questions, all the details that you put in your registration when you're registering, and it combines the personality as well in that. So it brings up members who have done all these things. Okay, or you can search by who you are looking for and who's looking for you. Also, you have the ability to search by personality match, who's online now, who's uploaded a photo, who you haven't viewed already, and who you haven't messaged already. There is also the option to check if you want to know if someone's willing to relocate. That option is there to search. And of course, this also depends on, how people have answered those questions, how they've answered certain areas. So some people leave things blank. You may not get all the results. Not everyone's going to answer everything, but the idea behind the search is quite unique compared to some other websites. One more thing I wanted to mention is that they have a response rate on the profile of the member that you're looking at. I'm not sure how that's calculated. I'm going to assume that if that person responds right away, they must have some sort of a calculation in their system that tells you, okay, this person responds often or not, and it gives you a percentage, whether it's 80%, 20%, or whatever it may be. I'm not sure exactly, but it's there, and it's to help you know that if this person will respond to you right away. They say the site is 100% private. I can't say it is 100% private, and that is because of the fact that they have the ability to look at your messages, and they monitor your profile, and they look at what you have in your content, as well as communication with someone else if you don't have a wali there. And this is because they want to protect you, to make sure that nothing inappropriate is happening. Me personally, I would think that it's an invasion of my privacy, because I don't want anyone looking into my messages, even though, because if they claim to be a website that has practicing Muslims, then as a practicing Muslim, you would know that you have to keep your conversation appropriate, right? So what is the need for you to peep into someone's messaging? Okay, unless you have some sort of investigation, there's a matter that you need to discuss, or a matter you need to resolve. I didn't find much about this website, but for the ones who did talk about it, some of them said that it was good, it was working for them. Some didn't work for them. There were others that feel that even though they claim that they have people that are religious and practicing Muslims, not all of them are practicing as they advertised. So because you don't know, because there's no way to check how practicing a person is on this website, or in general in any website. Okay, so you only know someone how they are by talking to them, and as you talk to them, you'll know the type of character and personality they have. Okay, another thing is I have to mention is that The idea behind the profiles being so private, messages you send to someone is also sent anonymously, which makes no sense to me because it's like, you want to get to know someone, but you can't see them, and you don't know who you're talking to. So what is the point of all this? How do you get to know some site? But they are trying to do the best that they can. I would say it's something that you should try out if you can. If you don't find anyone there, go to another website because you know what? You can try any websites, like I said in my past videos, and you don't really know where you'll meet your match. So try it out, see how it's like, and if you don't like it, find another one. Okay, but keep in mind of all the things that I pointed out. And joining for free, like I said in my last video, is not something I would suggest you do. So if you're going to join as a paid member, find a plan that's best for you, and inshallah, you'll find someone that's best. Take care, and assalamu alaikum.